Hello everybody, Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw! Day 10 of my road to master rank brings the incredible Cybertron. I met Aaron a little while back, and since then we've played a few games together, and he's just a really cool dude, very, very good at the game, and it was awesome having him on this series. You'll notice that this is the end of Season 4, but I have more of these recorded, so you'll see more of these with some really great people in the Unite community and beyond. I love you. Enjoy. Okay, Cybertron, what is up, my dude? Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, man. I've honestly consumed a good amount of your Unite content, so I'm just ecstatic to even be able to play with you.
That's incredible to hear. You and I have got to play together one other time, and it was a real treat, so I'm so happy that you said you'd hop on here and do some duos with me as we climb our way up to the master rank. For this first game, Aaron, what do you think I should play?
And like I normally play like Charizard or Pikachu. Those are kind of my go-to. So if there's anything that like complement those. I also like Snorlax, but I feel like Snorlax is, I always struggle with him in like solo or duo rather than lives.
Well, you know what? We don't have a defender, so I could definitely fill that Snorlax role here. I could take it, and we'll figure it out. Ooh, Pikachu. We could do Pikachu, Snorlax in a path. One of the meanest paths, I feel like. I love that.
Let's do it.
I'll grab a buddy barrier here. I'll keep you alive. Maybe even an AS cookie. I'm crazy. I'm crazy like that. Yeah, dude. So, yeah, we met while kind of doing like a little Unite one-off thing for a channel that you work with. And I know that when I announced that you were going to be on here, I got so many people that were stoked to see your name. So, yeah, it's very cool that we get to do this.
I'm really grateful that there's a good crossover then between the fan bases. Obviously, it's all Pokemon stuff, but you know, I'm just curious who's following both Unite and video game and the trading card game. It's really cool to see, you know, fans enjoy kind of all kinds of different.
Yeah, it really is. What do you think? I mean, I know that you've played a ton of competitive Pokemon. What do you think is like the hardest thing? What is the hardest game? What's the hardest thing to compete at, do you think? I mean, obviously Unite's new. This can't be it for sure, but I'm curious what you think might be the toughest thing to compete at Pokemon-wise.
That's a good question. And like, this might be kind of a cop-out answer, but I feel like all of them are difficult for different reasons, right? Like, you kind of need different skill sets for each game. I guess one of the common things between all of the games is just mental fortitude, right? Like being able to play through these marathon tournaments or events. But I think they're all different for, like, they're all difficult for different reasons. I used to play the trading card game competitively, and I actually switched over to VGC because I was like, I feel like I have more of my control. Which is funny because people often think, you know, VGC is kind of like a very RNG kind of luck-based game, but, you know, the best players win more consistently because they're
That's interesting. I used to play poker, like, I lived in Las Vegas and I played poker kind of in casinos and stuff like that growing up. And that has a lot of luck involved in it. But at the same time, it's another one of those games where, yes, there's a lot of luck, and the top kind of pros are always making it to the final table and stuff like that. So it sounds like Pokemon has that going for it as well.
Yeah, I always call like competitive a combination between like poker, chess, and rock, paper, scissors. Like, you have good elements of, honestly. I think one thing that makes VGC really cool as a game is the fact that, like, team building, you get a lot of like creativity in it, right?
That was a nice little catch by us. Yeah.
Yeah. And team building alone is like such a big skill, and I think nowadays the average like skill level is so much higher than it used to be. There's so many like good teams that are out there and that are public, but you know, you can get a big edge against your competitors by finding like anti-meta picks or you know, building a team that
on its way.
Got him stunned.
Oh
Damage.
You know, we've gotten jungled and they have really done nothing to us.
Nothing. Yeah,
this has been pretty great, but that's, you know, I wonder, especially as more information gets out there, I feel like it becomes harder and harder for even the better players to win sometimes, just because everyone can see like, oh, I go to, you know, Cybertron's YouTube channel and you will talk about a good build or something like that. Now all of a sudden everyone understands how to play that and how to counter it and all of that, right? It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think like I compare it to other games, and I think like Pokemon, the video game specifically, is challenging because even if you're the best player in the world, you're gonna lose a lot, right? Like, I think of a game like Unite where And you may remember we did kind of that 3v5 challenge, kind of noobs against pros. And, I was like, oh, we've got the numbers advantage here. Surely, how can we lose this? But the pros were just that much better, right? But in VGC, like, you can lose to anybody and really any team because there's so many factors. And so,
is it
one thing? Let's hit.
Are the big things like crits and how long something stays asleep, or if something gets frozen? Is that a lot of the sort of like, oh my god, this is ridiculous, what a crit, or what a freeze, or something like that? Is that the big thing that people complain about?
I mean, there's a mix of just a lot of luck factors, right? Basically, like, as a high-level player, your goal is to, like, mitigate that, both in the team-building process and in the battling process. Like, knowing when to go for risky plays versus knowing when to go for just relatively safe plays. Being able to, for example, when you team build, like, not use a lot of moves that are super inaccurate, that inherently will just give you a better edge when you're getting in the events. And so there's a lot of, things that you can control. But at the end of the day, I think if you want to go deep in a tournament, you need to have a good day, right? Like,
yeah,
you need to have things not go terribly wrong for you. But I think just like the poker analogy you had, there are just so many players who are good that are always at the top. And so, like, they're able to kind of mitigate the amount of bad luck for both team building and...
Wow, it sounds so much like poker, honestly.
It really is, yeah.
Because you have to have good days to make it late into a poker tournament. There's no way you could just draw bad cards all day and win. It's never going to happen. You couldn't bluff your way through it. You couldn't outplay your way through it. So that's really cool to hear. But of course, there is also so much strategy and so much to take into account. So, wow. That's pretty awesome. Unite's a really interesting one because MOBAs have this crazy amount of skill expression in them that some other games don't. Like, I do think that the top 1% of players in Pokemon Unite, of which I am not a member. I think I'm a great player, but nowhere close to this. The top 1% of players, dude, are so much better than even the top 5%. It's not even close. Like, the difference is massive when it comes to these insanely high skill players.
Makes a ton of sense, yeah. Like, the only other MOBA I played actually before Unite was League. And I was like, I know I'm never going to be good at this game. I'm just going to play to have something to do with my friends.
Sure.
But, it's so clear that I was, a good level below a lot of the players that
I loved League. I had so much fun playing LoL. It's like such a great game. But I also was in that same boat. I think I got to it slightly late, and then I would watch streams of like top pros. I'd be like, well, that's not me. But
right.
I'm still loving this here.
I think my League story is basically like I was super late to the game. Had a lot of Pokemon friends actually played. Wanted to, just get good enough quickly enough so that I could play with them and drag them down significantly.
Yeah, you wanted to ruin their rank.
Exactly, so I found like this one character called Karthus that's really nice. His like ultimate move basically hits everyone on the field for damage, and then his passive is when he dies, he actually still cast for a couple of seconds. Ooh. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. It's quite noob friendly.
Yeah, that sounds great. I don't know if that sounds like a character that was around when I played. I can't remember. It's hard for me to remember because now I've played so many MOBAs where I'm like, well, I know Nuwa from Smite, she has a team-wide ultimate, or, like, which character am I thinking of? Which game am I thinking of at this point?
Right.
So it's always hard for me to remember that. I don't know why. Some people have an encyclopedic memory with that stuff, and I do not at all. For a game that I've probably played 1,000, 2,000 hours of, I'm like, I don't know. I played a turtle named Ramus.
Yeah. Exactly.
I was in the jungle. Sometimes I was a Viking.
Basically, when I was playing League, I like found that champion Karthus. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get decent with him, and so I literally spammed him for like 7 years, and I'm still a one trick. That's the only character I'll ever play. My friends are always like, don't you get bored? I'm like, well, I like winning, and my chances of winning are higher with him. So
the answer is no, never bored.
Exactly.
There's a nice red buff for you right here. This is probably much better on you.
Yeah. I was gonna say, one thing I like about Unite is I feel like it's a little bit easier to at least like learn characters and pick up characters, whereas League, I was like, there's just so much going on here. I feel like it'll take me forever to even get remotely good.
Pokemon Unite is extremely new player friendly, although the game still has a lot of depth. And I also think every single Pokemon in this game is essentially fun to play, which is really cool. I think they've done an amazing job at that. So one of my favorite things about Unite is every character, I think, is like, oh man, when you're playing this character the way that it's kind of meant to be played or whatever, it's so freaking fun. Ooh.
It's funny because I like actually really enjoy playing Unite like with friends. It's one of those where like I don't solo queue ever, but it's so enjoyable. Like even just having like a occasional 5-stack read.
Where did that sneaky Machamp go? I don't know. There he is. He's coming in. I'm gonna give you a barrier. Where'd that Greninja go now? Don't know. There it is.
Take fight.
I'm gonna try to grab Gran if I can. It's grab Dragonite. Okay. Ooh, ooh. Ooh. I like how everything's targeting Blissey and we're like, great and all, but I wish I could tell my character, please, Absol right now, please, not Blissey. I don't think I make it out of this one. Let's see.
Zeraora's just in their jungle.
Oh no. Not a great time for it, Zera. I think they're starting to rip, but at the same time, Dragonite might make it. Let's see. It's Hyper Beam time. Nope. Nope. That was a tough one. We had a pretty good fight there, I would say.
I thought we had a good lead throughout the game too, but...
Ooh. I can try to stop Absol right here if you can get him. Nice. All right, there's one. Machamp scores. Cinder's scoring. Oh, that's probably the game. Yep. All right, let's see what we can do. We'll try to score a few points. That was I thought that was a really solid Zap fight from us. But, oh, and Blissey scored too.
My target selection was a little subpar because I was targeting Blissey for a lot of it.
But it's not on you, you know, it's just kind of where your moves are being thrown in that crazy moment. Right. Blissey's health was so low that the game was like, yeah, throw moves at it. You're thinking, exactly, oh man,
yeah.
If one of these hits Absol, that's so a little stronger.
Curious, when you play now, do you use like the mic and hit with your teammates or not?
Not really, but I've wanted to. It's just I'm often recording something, and I find that I don't even know if I can do both at the same time. I think my buddy Krashy figured out a way to do it, but I'm not sure.
Got it. I know they brought that on, but I was like, I've never tried it before, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to.
I think it's probably a bit much. That was a really fun one. I think we were really tearing them up inside that match. That was like
yeah, I was pretty happy. I just like I feel like as a team, it's always frustrating when you're not able to communicate with the others or easily.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, let's all group in this one bush or whatever.
Well,
that's my frustration with the game.
Even if we were to say, hey, Zeraora, it would be super chill if you were in this fight with us. I don't know if they'd show up, right? Like, I would love to be able to tell that Zera from our last match, like, this is a big fight for us. Let's go, buddy. But it just doesn't always work that way. Let's see. Yeah. For our second one here, what should we play? What would you like me to mess around with? Are you going to char this one?
I think I'd like to.
I can Blissey. If we don't have a Blissey, I can Blissey you, and that kind of makes Char pretty mean. That's
Blissey like super strong right now. Like I feel like I've seen it a lot lately.
Oh my goodness, it is so strong. So the strongest Pokemon in the game right now is Absol. Absol's kind of crazy broken. But after that, Blissey and Hoopa are right there. Just really, really crazy Pokemon.
Yeah, I feel like in most of the losses I've had recently in the game, it's like a Blissey that just is able to heal its teammates for free.
Yeah.
Just get baited, thinking, oh, you know, they're at 5%, I'm going to kill them. And
it is crazy good with its healing right now. I might stack this thing up. Just do something silly. Have some fun with it. Yeah, it's crazy good healing. It's also got, you know, Safeguard in case you want to make your allies sort of unCCable for a little while. So that's really huge. Its Egg Bomb does good damage and has good secure. It's just a really nutty Pokemon. So fun. Such a fun Pokemon.
I wanted to ask you, like, what you think the strongest, like, dual lanes are, either for bot, like, combos of Pokemon.
We played one, you and I, just now. And I think Pikachu Snorlax was sort of the original destructive, horrible lane to go against. It was so tough because Snorlax is so tanky and mean with its tackle, and then Pikachu just does so much damage and can secure so well.
Right.
Another one, Hoopa, and basically most anything. Hoopa is so tough to deal with, but you get like a Hoopa Blissey lane. That's a really mean one. And then a Freeze lane is also really scary, like a Ninetales Mamoswine. That's a super scary one too.
Got it.
Super scary. What's the...
At the point in the game now where I've like just played the same couple of Pokemon, I'm like, I should probably learn some new.
I mean,
point.
also though, play what you like and have fun. I always think
Exactly,
that's
yeah.
important. Blissey also has pretty decent secure early. You're not going to get every objective, but you have a good shot. Got that one. Ooh. Oh, Gibble. I don't know, buddy. You can try. Ooh, they get us! Ooh, the Gibble! It's so low.
I got him.
You got him.
Traded it.
Nice job.
The worst.
What's kind of the most popular thing in the VGC right now? Like, what are the big Pokemon that are kind of crazy?
This year's format's really interesting because it's like one of the restricted formats, meaning you get to use like 2 really strong legendary Pokemon, like, you know, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, kind of like those. So when you have a format like that, let's get.
Ooh, I'm coming.
Jungle's here, nice. And so in these formats, like the teams basically are centered around these like mega strong legendary Pokemon. So, you know, Zacian, the new one from Sword and Shield, the most common one. Very strong in terms of stats and moveset and whatnot.
Do you like that, or do you wish it was not using these Pokemon?
I generally don't like the restricted formats as much, but I think this year's is actually super open. Like back in the day, in 2016, for example, like there were only 4 that people would really use. Kyogre, Groudon, and then this Xerneas. Nowadays, like even if you look at like top 8s from like major tournaments, like 7 of the 8s will be different like duo, which is crazy to think about. But I think for spectators, like everyone's still like, well, it's still the same couple of Pokemon, so it's not as exciting to watch. I think as a player, it's really interesting because it's harder than ever, I think, to prepare for the metagame. Because back then, it felt like it was easier to maybe solve for whatever top teams you thought were going to be popular. But now there's just so many things that are viable.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. But then I guess, yeah, it also feels like, maybe it's like a little bit of a roll of the dice, like what you're going to run into. I assume someone could go, well, didn't have a good day, ran into this 3 times, and I wasn't prepped for it. Yeah.
And like in practicing now, it's so much harder to cover for like every option. Whereas, you know, in like 2016, you could practice against the 5 archetypes that you thought would be popular and probably in most of those at.
When it comes to who wins, oftentimes, is it always like what's expected? Does the expected sort of winning thing win most of the time, or does a surprise strategy ever really pop up as the thing that won the whole tournament?
Say it's a good mix. I think more often than not, it's like what you would expect. But when you come to the World Championships, that's where I think like people really try to like counter the metagame as hard as possible. So like, you know, the common example everyone points to is Sejum Park with this Pachirisu.
Right. That's like, of course, what popped in my head just because it's such an iconic moment. I mean, I don't even follow the game, and I have heard of this, so yeah, that makes sense. I've got to unite. If you want to kind of walk into them, I can unite into you. And we can do some damage here while they're backing off, but yeah.
Still starts coming. Nice.
Or I'll go with Absol. No. Absol's just ripping.
Ooh.
Well, you're gonna get a couple of.
Nice. Okay, good kills. Yeah. Absol's still mid.
Absol is amazing right now. So it has this new combination where its moves now combo with this move Psycho Cut in a way that they never did before, and it's just insane. It's like the craziest Pokemon in the game, for sure.
How do you feel about like the way the balance patches work with this game? Like, do you feel like they do a good job of balancing it, or is it more like, I don't know, is it frustrating?
I actually think every once in a while we get into a bad meta. I think that's kind of true of anything. Right now, I would say this is kind of one of the most eye-rolly metas in a little while, just because Absol is so gross. But yeah, for the most part, I actually think they balance the game extremely well. I don't think the game's been more balanced than this championship season for the most part. There are a couple moments that were a little rough, like Duraludon coming out. That Pokemon was kind of crazy imbalanced right when it dropped, and we had tournaments with it. But besides that, they've actually done a great job. I'm really impressed. The swords here, just in this push.
Wow.
Oh, I'm trying to heal you. I was just seeing if I could keep you. Ooh, sword. Oh, no Pika.
The Pikachu's here.
Oh, how tragic.
I had my Unite move, but I wanted to save it for
Yeah, I think we got Dread coming to 25. That's the right call to save, in my opinion, for sure.
Speaking.
And our Pika gets the sword. Pika gets the sword.
Going into Worlds, like, what are the big storylines?
Well, one of the biggest, so one of the top NA teams that kind of everybody expected was going to make it to Worlds did not make it. So that's one of the big things here in NA. All around the world, I see mostly teams that I think people expected. I can't speak to some of the regions for upsets and such, but out of Japan, I think it's about what people thought was going to come. Out of South America East, for sure. India only had one tournament, which is really interesting. They only got one tournament, one team going, so I don't know if that's what everyone expected, but the team that's coming from there looks really good. In my mind, the big questions are, what is going to dominate? Is it going to be sort of the more what's looked at as the standard Western meta, or is Japan and Korea just going to steamroll it with what they bring to the table? It's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, we don't get this. Huh?
And the heals from Blissey are easy.
Dude, it's it's gross.
Ooh. Nice.
Oh, you live! Cybertron lives! I don't know enough about your run as a player. I know that you and I talked about this once. Have you been a champion or made it to a lot of those moments in your career?
Yeah, I used to play like super seriously. So in 2016, I wouldn't say retired, but basically playing super commentate. Commentated Worlds Finals and as a player, I got third at Worlds in 2013.
Oh, nice.
And then top 8 in 2012. So I won a couple of regional and national championships. Worlds was always the big one, and so the year I got third at Worlds, actually my brother won in the younger division.
Oh, that's awesome.
Crazy story. Yeah.
I feel like, yes, I feel like we have talked about this. You mentioned this to me. I know everyone at home is probably screaming at their screen like, Jake, how do you not,
no, not at all.
How do you not have this information in front of you? Which I should, but
that era was also kind of like the older era of VGs grow much, and which is really exciting to see.
Yeah.
Down there.
The final stretch.
Oh, this bottom path is not looking great. But we got Pika right here.
Hey, yep. I'm trying to
it's a pretty good catch. I got you. Oh, maybe. Yeah. You're healthy. Dragonite coming in. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, take that, you big mean dragon.
We don't need to do this, do we?
No, not really. I mean, we're way ahead. The only thing that's unfortunate is, you know, if they come in for a refight and beat us, but no, we're ahead here. It's one of those moments where you kind of hope we don't try to take Zap.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been saving my Unite move.
They're on it right now, which actually isn't too bad for us. We can score right here. It's a flip. They get that. They might try to push and score, but I think we can push as well. There are 3 of them down. If you
Blastoise here.
Yeah, if you can KO Blastoise, great. But if not, think we're still okay. Trying to get sword out of here. I don't think it's gonna happen. They're going for it. Come on, sword. They got unites.
Should be good, right? I'm gonna go back and defend.
Yeah, we're good. I'm like hiding right now. All right, I hid. I got a score shield, an item that nobody runs anymore. Let's go.
So is it just not good anymore? Because I had it on like all my Pokemon when I first started playing.
Yeah, it's really dropped off in viability. They nerfed it into the ground. It's one of the only items that got nerfed. It and Buddy Barrier got nerfed, and Buddy Barrier is still fairly solid. It changed a lot of the game, but Score Shield is just gutted. They gutted this item. That was a super fun one. Yeah,
I enjoy that a lot.
Isn't that Blissey mean? I swear you just stay alive forever with that healing. It's really crazy right now. Nice.
It's funny because it's like I'm not used to it, so I'm always like, I start to back off once I'm a little bit low, but then I forget that you're the.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy little Pokemon right now. Let's go ahead and run another. Ooh, if we win this, we pop into Masters. That could be pretty fun.
Pressure's on then.
Let's give it a go. What would you like to play for this one?
I think I'll stick with Charizard for now.
Okay, cool. I'll fill then, depending on what the team needs. If we need something center, I can run there. If not, I can mess around with maybe another defender or something like that. Maybe an attacker, depending. We'll see. Let's see.
What are your thoughts on Charizard Jungle?
It's amazing. If you know,
cool.
if you know how to jungle, that's where you want to put it, because Charizard doesn't really do much in path early. It doesn't have great last hitting potential. It doesn't have incredible mobility. It's pretty weak until it gets its level 7. So, it has trouble, but it's definitely not an impossible Pokemon. It's one of the harder ones in lane. But in jungle, it's one of the best in the game, for sure.
What's like the general kind of jungling? I've done it, and it doesn't seem as complicated as like what's like the best practices other than just obviously knowing your timers well with your objectives as well.
Yeah, so basically the best way to go about jungling is you take your Lillipup, whichever direction it walks, you just walk with it. And then you follow whatever that natural rotation is the easiest way. So you take Lillipup, and that's going to put you right next to Ludicolo. You take that buff, walk right up to your other buff, the Bouffalant. You take that buff, and then you move that in like a little bit of a circle. You grab the Corphish that is going to be closest to you on the top or bottom side, and then you move to the other Corphish. At that point, you're level 5. So you're walking into either top or bottom path with your first big power spike, and you're ready for the bees that spawn at 8 minutes 50 seconds. It's sort of you clear your jungle, you make it to top or bottom for bees, you fight at bees, whether it goes good or bad, you back, head to jungle, and rotate again. That's kind of the formula, because your buffs spawn every minute inside the jungle. Is it every minute? Something like that. Yeah, it's every minute.
Makes sense. The Lillipup, like, how is the direction determined? Is it just like opposite from where you hit it from?
No, it's actually depending on which side you're on. So if you're on the grassy side of the map, it walks up,
okay.
and if you're on the sandy side of the map, it walks down. It took me a while to notice that too. I was like, "Oh wow, it's actually based on something." I thought I was, triggering it to move a certain direction somehow. We got a pretty good setup here. Once again, no real support, so I could definitely support this. We already did a Blissey. Ooh, I'll do a Wiggly. I never get to play Wiggly. Let's Wiggly.
Do you have like a favorite couple of Pokemon you like to play, or do you play all of them?
At this point, I play everything, and I really like most every Pokemon for a different reason. I actually don't even mind running this Score Shield again. That was pretty fun. I like a lot of different Pokemon for a lot of different reasons, but I think some of my favorites, I love Greedent. Greedent is just so incredibly annoying, And I really like Talonflame, another super annoying Pokemon. I like Pokemon that make the enemy go, ugh, this thing is back. So as long as I can annoy the enemy, that's one of my favorite Pokemon to play, for sure.
I feel like there's so many good Pokemon in this game so you got plenty of tools at your disposal.
Absolutely. There are so many Pokemon where the enemy team goes, ugh, they're running this. Ugh. Like Delphox. Delphox just got added. Woo! It's so fun. It's such a mean, annoying Pokemon for sure. I love playing it.
The number of times I've got caught in, is it Fire Spin or whatever the fire type attack is?
Yes. Yes.
Rage-inducing.
It's so frustrating. Oops. Sorry, Squirtle. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to get both those, but I did. Enemy team is mysteriously absent from path. I don't see him bottom at all. Are they just clearing their side, maybe? Oh, I guess so.
To ask, how did you get into Unite? Like, were you just, you know, kind of around on day one and...
I was around day one. I just knew it was going to be a game for me as long as they didn't screw it up. You know, I was really excited about it. I love MOBAs and I grew up with Pokemon, so it was just so perfect. I was really hoping it was going to be good, and then thankfully it was. I really enjoy Unite, so I was very fortunate with that. And I just started making a ton of videos on it because I was playing it a ton, and luckily those all got kind of seen. And now I'm just doing Unite like full time basically, which is really cool. It's a bit
awesome.
bit of a dream for me. So. Oh no!
I know you got to commentate, you know, some of those circuit events. So how was that experience?
Oh, dude, it's really cool. I mean, obviously you've gotten to do that as well. It's super fun. It's, you know, very different from playing and stuff like that, obviously. But I kind of recognized I wasn't going to be a professional player of the game. I couldn't get on a pro team. I just don't have the time. You know, I'm probably not young enough. I don't got the fast twitch reflexes anymore or anything like that. So I really leaned into sort of, yeah, commentating the game and analyzing the strategies and stuff like that. And that's been so fun. I mean, getting to see some of the best teams in the world go at it has just been really, really cool. It's been a real treat.
Sure, yeah, I'm just happy to see Unite get so much like support and structure. You know, and I'm
Me
excited
too.
to see how Worlds plays out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what that's all gonna look like. And you know, for a game that kind of just came out in its first year, they're really supportive of it. So yeah, you could probably eat your core fish right above us before these 720 bees spawn and still be pretty solid. Probably get your 7. Yeah, nice. Ooh, Absol. Oh, I tried to put him to sleep. Hopefully that's enough for you guys to eat him up. Oh, Lucario! Yes. So mean.
Okay, 2 for 2.
We won. We won the exchange, though. As long as we have someone, you know, standing afterwards, I'd say we won. We win. Dread's up. If you want to run down here, we can try to take it before the enemy can stop us.
Well, I'm heading.
We got a little farm on our side. Here, you can eat this too. Get you close to your 9. Squirtle's down. Absol's going to be a real problem here. We'll see if we can get maybe our team to come, or maybe we just walk this once it's low. Oof, Absol. If we can get the Absol, great.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, get in there, War Turtle.
War Turtle. Finish off Dread.
Go, go, go.
Nice, nice. It didn't reset. Okay.
Oh, no, it is resetting. Dang it. Dang it. That was so close. All right.
They're murdering top.
They're popping off top.
I got, you know, it was good. We actually.
Absol's coming back. It's right here.
I'm going to Unite move.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Beautiful. Goal broken. Lucario's in a bad spot. Okay.
Nice.
We can actually push on this goal right here. They don't have a jump pad yet, and Blastoise might get to score 40, which is pretty big.
Ooh.
Beautiful. What a start. Nice. All right, and now, yeah, as the center area Pokemon, just continue backing to get to your center whenever there's, like, not a big objective for you to fight at. And, yeah, just keep getting fed up. Fed up in a good way, I guess. Not fed up in being upset, but fed up like, get fed, get some experience, get big, strong, and mean.
Charizard's so interesting because I always felt like if you could get 9 like during or before first dread or even right after, it's such a big like advantage. But then you have the games where you get in.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of those things. If you can't get there, it's sad. But if you can get there, it's amazing. Like, what a dominant thing to have there. It's crazy good.
To get Rotom, beautiful.
Okay, yeah. We got that. We won that fight. That's going to push towards their goal. We probably don't get to push this in, but, you know, you've got a Unite, and I've got one in, like, 2 seconds, so it might actually happen for us. You never know. And there it is.
Nice, we got it.
Pushed it in. Go ahead and try to score if you can. Just put it in. Yep. Anything is great here. Oh! Ooh! Ooh!
That's satisfying.
So mean.
Oh, this poor.
Oh, Zeraora. Get out of here, buddy.
I'm gonna go back and heal and then run.
Yeah, we got to try to leave now, but that was just an amazing fight for us. Dread's up in 2 seconds, so that would be good to get.
Love to use my Unite move once more.
Yeah, I think this Dread fight's going to be the opportunity right here.
Yeah, exactly.
We can kind of start this a little, and then as soon as they come in, you can grab them. Beautiful Dreadnought. It's getting pretty low, actually.
I think their Charizard's Unite move should also be...
Okay, I think we secure this. Yeah.
It's
beautiful. They didn't come in. All right, cool. You can use it maybe like right now if you can get someone right now. It's really close, but it's probably good. If you just head back and farm a little bit. Ooh, hey Zara.
Nice. He's still alive. There we go.
Put a little slow smoke on him. Yeah,
I'm gonna go back
if you just head and farm, I think you'll definitely have a Unite for Zap.
Yeah.
So. Oh, and Rotom's coming up. I'll fight around up here on the top path while you're farming up. They're probably going to score bottom, but we're way ahead at this point. I'm not too worried about it. People calling for some retreats. I don't see... They're not showing at all. Blastoise is coming here. Now maybe they're on their way, because I don't see anybody. Yeah, Zera's here. Okay. So they are getting ready to fight over this, possibly.
Start heading up. I took all my...
I think the Zeraora has a Score Shield, which is a very weird item for this Pokemon.
Here?
And they might unite here, but I think we can just be calm about it. This is turning into a Zap fight. So... Beautiful. Nice. All right, we got 3 of them down. We might even rip here just because they're getting beat so bad. Yeah, let's go.
Woo! Mario, beautiful.
Ooh, what a match!
That was really satisfying.
What a match! I mean, we like ripped that one apart.
Oh, that was Unite's one of those games where it's like a good win can. So good, honestly.
Yes. Yeah, it can bring you right back from having maybe some rough games, a good win. You're like, okay, there we go. I mean, we were just crushing that one. Crushing it. GG's. GG's all around. God, I love Wiggly. You don't get to play it much anymore. It's kind of dropped out of being one of the popular Pokemon, but it was so good. Hey, there we go. Yeah, kind of. They've nerfed a few things around it that sort of were huge for it. Made it to Master Rank. Made it to Master Rank with Cybertron, no less. We did it. We're going to play a couple, maybe one more here, I think.
Let's do it.
But we just made it to Masters. Thanks for carrying me, my dude. I do appreciate it.
It's the least I could do. No, I'm kidding. Those were
No,
so fun.
it was so fun. I'm so happy to have you here doing it. And these were great games. Now that I'm in Masters, and it doesn't matter at all if we win or lose, I want you to play something fun, maybe that you haven't played before or haven't played very much of.
Okay.
What do you have unlocked that you have not played a ton of?
Let me think. Let me just check once we get in.
Yeah, perfect.
Used to play Venus for a bunch. Haven't played that in like, though. Bro.
Love, bro.
Got some of the supports as well. Snorlax was my first character, but I haven't played that.
Oh, well, you gotta play Snorlax then.
All right, let's do it. Yes,
you gotta Snorlax, and I'll play anything. Is there any Pokemon on the roster that you'd like to see me play?
I like doing Snorlax Ninetales top if you want.
Ooh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Let's go. I'm heading top. This is gonna be a good time. Love me some Ninetales.
And you might have seen like Alpharad had this like Unite tournament a few months ago, and I was actually on his team, and we ended up winning that tournament. It was like me using Snorlax and then Ovly May doing Ninetales, and I think we actually crushed every top lane, which was awesome given that we had played maybe like 2 games together before the day of the tournament.
I love it. That's so great. I mean, Snorlax, dude, it's cruel. It is a cruel Pokemon early. You just walk into people, you dash into them, you knock them in the air. It's so unbelievably mean. That's awesome. I don't think I saw that tournament. I've seen some of the tournaments that he's done, but I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it was super fun. He also did that Nuzlocke, which I joined him for.
Right.
Which is funny because I'm like, I was never big on Pokemon Unite, but like the tournament went really well, and you know, he was like, "Oh, I'm trying in this challenge," and that was really interesting actually because like all of us had only maybe played like 2 or 3 total, and so we were like, "Oh, once we start losing our best characters, like, what are we gonna do?"
Yeah.
Just squeaked in enough basically to make it all the way up there.
That's perfect. I love that. How long did that take?
I want to say, I don't know, we would do a couple of sessions for, you know, a couple of hours. Like the beginning was honestly all bots, and it was actually
Yeah.
Once we got to, you know, like almost master 2, and the competition really got intense. But the first like 18 to 20 games, it was all just like,
Yeah, it's weird how they do that. I mean, I get it because new players, they don't want them to run into coordinated teams and be like, this game sucks. But at the same time, they have bot matches for longer than you'd expect, I want to say. Or maybe they could have an option where people go, I understand how to play this game, you know, and they kind of limit the amount of bot matches you get. That might make more sense.
do you try to, you know, get to master each rank season, or is it?
Yeah, every season I definitely make my way to master for sure. I've got a few accounts. My main account's always in master. I try to get it usually, I mean, like the first day or 2 that the new season drops, which isn't too hard. This isn't the most intense game when it comes to getting to master rank or anything like that.
Oh, he has 1 HP. Makes sense, yeah. It's actually, it's kind of similar to, I think, like the way the VGC ladder is online. Do it basically within it if you like, set your heart for it.
Yeah, especially after you've played a bit, you're like, okay, getting to master is not that tough, you know.
You do it solo then, like the whole way, or do you try to duo with others on the way up?
Usually, this is the first time I've had a little series where I've duoed with people to master. But yeah, usually I just do every season solo, and then after that I can do something else. But usually I just solo my way to master real quick, and then mess around with other things. Ooh, Absol, goodbye, buddy.
Nice. Slam him up here.
Oh, we got his focus band. He's going to get that because of a score shield. Lots of score shields today. An item I swear you never see anymore. And now I'm running it. All these other people are running it. It's score shield time.
Oh. So satisfying seeing Absol like get us low, but then not be able to finish off the kit.
I know. It's so nice. The freeze is actually doing pretty well against him.
It is, yeah.
Oh, boy. He's still such a scary Pokemon. He deletes really in one combo still. It's just crazy good, so. There's Venusaur. I think we get one. Oh, Absol's behind us. They probably get us here. Yeah. Nice, you got out. I mean, we've been dealing with 3 of them in this top path essentially the whole time, and it has not been too detrimental for us. So.
Oh, I think that was the first death combined between.
I'm gonna run bottom here for Dreadnought.
I'm gonna head down too.
Looks like, well, we actually lost a few people just now, and now our Charmeleon's running into their goal, so this actually doesn't look good for them. Maybe I can help. We can help them get out.
Oh. Nice.
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 Okay. Squirtle's down here. Wartortle, I should say. He's evolved. He's evolved. They're learning.
Dragonite.
Ooh, Dragonite
Nice.
with the big old hypering beam. The beam that hypers. What's the move? What's the VGC move? Is there like a move that every Pokemon runs?
Protect is actually one of the more common ones, just because in doubles, like, being able to waste an is so valuable.
Right.
So, Protect is common, Fake Out's really common. You'll see that on, like, you know, or Rillaboom.
That makes sense, of course. Protect was really popular even just right when the game started. Just... Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Absol is so strong.
I know, it's so crazy right now.
He's just been farming.
Real nutty Pokemon. One combo, and that's all you need with that Absol.
Other than Protect and Fake Out, like, Rock Slide's been notorious as a popular move just because it's, like, it's always been really strong, but then you can opponents of, like, preventing them from attack is a really big deal, and it's like an RNG-based move because it's 30% either Pokemon. So, odds of you getting a single flinch on one of the two.
That makes sense. Are tournaments ever decided by a moment like that where people go, wow, how ridiculous, like, what luck, and everyone's furious?
I'm trying to think. I think, like, actually most finals haven't had, like, any crazy, like, luck on one side or the other, but there've been a couple of matches. What's interesting about the finals is that normally the players have some time to prepare for it, so what ends up happening is you have someone who's just, like, maybe one level of preparation opponent kind of shows during.
That makes sense.
Before the finals, for sure. Like, it's a lot of crazy. Like, Pokemon's really interesting when you have, like, no prep time, right? Because you're basically relying on your and maybe with, like, imperfect well, you have perfect information, you know, even going into the finals, but you'll have more than
that makes total sense. You broke up a little bit there, but I understand what you're saying about having imperfect information, then you have more when you get to prep. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Absol's gonna eat me.
Boy, he is popping off.
It's just what they do. It's what these Absols do. Oh, if you could push that Blastoise away with your block, that'll go in.
Looks like Charizard.
Oh! Beautiful. Oh, I'm so dead.
I should have lit first thing.
Oh, I'm so dead. See if I can stop any of this. Ooh, we got a roll out Wiggly. Love it.
Moving.
I mean, look at this Blissey just getting this Pokemon out. How does a Pokemon like that escape?
There's no way.
Blissey lets it happen.
Collapse.
All right. Nice. We get Absol there. All right. That's a good exchange. I think we can go farm. There's like nothing here. We're all just fighting. Yeah. We're like, let's go. Fighting over nothing, really.
Curious, when you play like support Pokemon, how much or how invested are you in leveling up? Because like rather than saving up for your team.
I'm definitely invested in letting my team have it to an extent. Early on, I would like to level just so I can get my moves and become as useful as possible. But yeah, later I'll start, you know, walking by experience. Maybe I'll hit it a couple times and leave it for my Greninja or something like that for sure. But at the same time, you'll notice that for whatever reason, some players just don't take the opportunity to get experience, and someone's got to eat it. It's really valuable, so, you know, I will take it if it's there. it looks like they're actually going to rip that Rotom down, which is not ideal for us. We're just going to have to leave that.
Oh, boy.
We don't really have a choice. That's
We just ran in.
that's just going to go to our goal. We can't stop it at this point, though. I'm going to tap Zapdos just so that they know if they're scoring here. It's at least, like, there's a fight happening. Absol's coming in here.
Ah, they're so low.
We got a few of them.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Okay, Charizard Unite.
Okay, 4 down.
Absol left. Nice. Nice, and we got it.
We got it. Wiggly got it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Full team wipe. That's how you want it to go, really. I'm not going to land on my head. I'm heading back to base. If these two get it in, we should be good. But they could get a lot of KOs right here, to be fair. Like, they could KO basically our whole team and not let him get out. So, Wiggly's back. I think our Wiggly's watching pad. I'm just going to try to hang mid then, sort of. I would love to have a Unite move again. 70%. Blissy's coming in.
They're coming up. Yep, yep.
Okay, these are tiny scores, so they're probably going to get 1, but not 2. And then Bot has got to fight. No. Super jump me. Serena scoring a little. Just a little. I think we're still
we should be good,
probably
right? Yeah.
pretty solid here. Yeah. You never know. Sometimes you're kind of shocked at how much the team scored. I mean, they did break top and bottom, but I think we got like 200 or 300 in the main.
Always like hold my breath a little when the score comes up during this part.
Yeah. I've played in a tournament where we thought we had lost and the score came up and we were just barely ahead. It's always an amazing moment. We're like, ooh, here we go. GG. Fun match. That was really fun.
Yeah.
All right. We climbed into master rank. We did it flawlessly. Crushed everybody. Aaron, dude, this has been a little treat. Thank you so much for hopping on with me.
Thank you for having me, man. At first, when we lost the first one, I was like, "Oh no, man, I'm gonna let him down." But we won the rest. You
couldn't let me down if you tried. I appreciate you being here, and of course, you didn't let me down. You absolutely crushed it. For people who don't know where to find you, let them know where to check you out online.
I make VGC content daily where I actually kind of teach people how to play the game. And so, if you're interested in trying out some cool teams or really just interested in competitive doubles and VGC battles, I have a channel, CybertronVGC, on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter, same handle as well. And yeah, if you ever go to any live Pokemon tournaments like Worlds this summer, maybe I'll see you there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. More climbing through the Master Rank coming soon. Just because we are at the Master Rank doesn't mean it is over. I have more guests coming. I love you all. Goodbye. And we did it.